Alright, so in this video we're going to talk all about harvest ETFs. Their investors seem to feel the need that they need this passive income. You know, maybe you're a FIRE or whatever the hell you want to call it. Creating your own retirement income stream can be done by selling. Living off your dividends is a terrible strategy, especially when using covered call ETFs. You're just going to have underperformance, and that means less money. So learn how to sell. I'm basically tired of all these dividend and covered call investors. You have no idea what you're doing is the easiest way to explain it. Please wear a helmet in public. And if you're not going to do that, at least wear a helmet in the bedroom. We don't need any more Craig McTavishing going on and more mouth breathers in this overpopulated world. And if you're not getting that reference, Craig McTavish was the last person in the NHL to not wear a helmet. So, let's get into it. Let's beat some harvest products here. We'll go one by one, just like the Hamilton video. I am tired of all your bullshit. You guys just don't know how to invest. All right, so we're going to go HHL. What HHL is I believe a healthcare ETF. Just so everyone knows what we're doing, we're rebalancing monthly because you guys love your monthly income. We are reinvesting the dividends because you should be. I mean, that's how you get the performance on their website. But I just find a lot of people just don't know what they're doing. So we're going to beat HHL with ZUH. Just compare these one-on-one and see what happened. All right, so we can look all the way back to January 15th. HHL has been around for a long time. We're going to use the BMO equal weight to beat this fund. Now, when we look at reinvesting the dividends with HHL, you have a compound annual growth rate of 3.91. That sounds like a terrible, terrible, terrible performance to me. You might as well use a one-fits-all asset allocation mutual fund and talk to an advisor. So we have a standard deviation of 14%, the best year at 23, and a max drawdown at 25. Now when we buy BMO, the healthcare hedge to Canadian, like this shouldn't even be hedged, but this is the only product that they have available. It has grown at a 6.19 compound annual growth rate and has outperformed your HHL fund. So if you own HHL and watch this video and do not sell, I am confident in saying you do not know what you're doing with your money. Now let's go to another one, HBF. HBF is brand leaders. Basically, there's not, too many competing funds. I wouldn't even say there's a direct competitor to this fund, but they're probably using a lot of American funds. But we're just going to see what happens when we use a basic Canadian consumer staple ETF. So in this one, we can look again all the way back to January of 2015. We've got a lot of performance here. HBF in Portfolio 1, XST in Portfolio 2. And when we do this, the HBF has a compound annual growth rate with dividends reinvested at just under 8%. And the consumer staples product has outperformed it again. If you invested $1 million back in January of 2015, you have over $2 million today. Now, what I like to point out on this one, the standard deviation is lower. We want lower outcomes when investing in retirement. And a lower max drawdown, meaning just less volatility. Look at the red, just slow and steady up the mountain. And yeah, there's another one that we beat pretty easily. Now we're going to go to HTA. This is the Tech Achievers bullshit, blah, 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 covered call nonsense. So we're going to go HTA. And there it is right there. And we're going to use HXQ. This is the NASDAQ, not even a pure tech fund. Let's see if we can get some outperformance on this one. So we can look back to January 2017. This is because the Horizons product is, let's say, just a little bit younger. When we invest in the tech achievers and reinvest our dividends, we have a compound annual growth rate of 17.26, a higher standard deviation, a higher max drawdown, and if we just use a basic NASDAQ index fund, $1 million would have grown to over $3 million with a compound annual growth rate of 18.35 and a lower max drawdown using a NASDAQ product. All right, so there's 3 taken care of. Let's see what we can do here. The HUTL, the Equal Weight Global Utilities Income, blah, blah, blah. So let's type in HUTL. We're going to go and use the BMO Utilities Equal Weight ETF. This is just a Canadian product again. I don't recommend investing in these sectors whatsoever, but if we look back to, what is that, January 2020, we only have a few years performance. The Harvest product has a negative compound annual growth rate. You have lost money over all these years, and the BMO product is still over 1 million. Still terrible performance. Don't buy this product or either of them. Sell them if you own both of them or one. All right, now we're going to look at the Harvest Global REIT Leaders Income ETF, HGR. And we're going to use, like, I hate REITs as well, but we're going to use, I think it's RIT. Is it RIT? Yeah, the Canadian CI product. We're going to compare these one-on-one. I'm not a REIT fan whatsoever. I've mentioned this many times. This sector is far too correlated with interest rates. So if you bought the Harvest product, you are down 3% over its long term. And if you bought the CI REIT, just a basic Canadian REIT, you are up 3%. I'd rather be up money, to be honest. I don't know about anyone else. And what we're going to do here is go to the Harvest Energy Leaders, HPF. And there we are. Now, I don't, again, recommend this sector whatsoever, but let's see if the BlackRock Energy Sector ETF beat it. All right, so looking back to January 2016, if we invested in the Harvest product, we would have a compound annual growth rate of 4.90. And if we invest in the iShares product, we have a final balance of over 2 million, a compound annual growth rate of 9.81. Sounds like we should have bought just the basic index fund, and this income fee, just full fee product is just full of fees. Like that's how you're losing money. All right, so let's look at HLIF. This is a Canadian equity product. We're gonna go HLIF. And we're just going to use ZLB. This is just your basic low volatility Canadian product. Can't look very far back, but if you bought the Harvest product, you would be down from your original investment. And we don't have a lot of performance here because the Harvest product is fairly new. And Canadian low volatility product just beat it. We're barely above 1 million. We can barely look far back, but I would rather be up than down. Now we're going to look at what's the next one here, the Travel Leisure Income ETF. So there's really not anything close to this one, so I'm just going to skip it. Now we're going to use HRIF. This is, again, one of their diversified products. I don't know why people just love these income products. And we're going to use ZLB again, see what happened. So we can only see back from the start of this year. The Harvest product is down. The BMO product is up. I would rather be up. All right, and let's go to, okay, so Harvest came out with this new product, HPYT, the Yield Treasury ETF. Like, if you want yield on top of a yield product, like bonds have yield, like that's how they pay you their money with coupons. Basically, just talk to an advisor, please. Like you're doing a terrible service for your future self, and just buy a basic bond ETF. ZIC is a great option. I believe the other one is DXO. That's by Dynamic. That's going to beat that product. Now we're going to look at HDIF. This seems to probably be the most popular out of any Harvest product. You know what? Let's look into their fact sheet a little bit, get to know what's going on with this product. So why are people investing in it? I mean, it's got a yield of over 10%. I don't understand why people are basically thinking yield is performance. If something yields 11% but loses 15% in performance, you are down. Like, don't focus on yield. You get your monthly cash distributions, great. I don't care. And basically, they're bundling all these products that I just showed you how to beat one by one, putting a little bit of leverage on it, and that's what you're getting. You're spending a lot of fees on basically nothing. Now, what I want to look at is the ETF facts. This is where you should be looking. Now, it's not really giving me a great mix. I was trying to find the Canadian allocation just pretty quick for you. But I believe this fund is invested 25% in Canada and 75% in the US. So what we're going to do is use ZLB. We're going to change portfolio to this allocation to 25. And let's just see if we can use a basic VFV to account for the other 75% of the portfolio we're building. So portfolio 1 is Harvest, portfolio 2 is a little bit of a mix, and we have beat the HDIV product, or HDIF, whatever you want to call it, HDIF, like piece of shit ETF. So what we're seeing here, since there's not a lot of performance, the Harvest product has barely returned a positive return, and just using a basic ZLB VFV combo, we have returned almost 10%. That's what you're looking for, right? You're looking for that 10%. Everyone's got that just drilled into their brain. We have a lower standard deviation with this combo, a lower max drawdown. Like there is no reason why you should be buying HDIF. I don't know how people are using this to fund their retirement. It is the most confusing thing ever. Just keep it simple. Just buy an index fund. I don't know how you possibly think this is a simple, easy strategy. So I've gone through a lot of these, basically, and these enhanced income ETFs, they're all pretty new as well, and these are all kind of just their own little thing. If you own a Harvest product, sell it. This is a terrible asset manager in Canada. You have had the wool pulled over your eyes from all these YouTubers promoting these terrible products, and I'm telling you, don't buy it. You need help. Download my apps, change your portfolio. If that's too tough for you, give me a call. We'll have a one-on-one appointment, and this is how you take care of your money better. Learn how to sell. Learn how to sell. Don't live off your dividends and yield. You're going to run out of money. These are terrible performing products. So hopefully you learned something in this one. Take care, guys.